So in my own journey, I've talked about my Transform Shadows framework. And this framework helps me understand the changes that I went through, the changes that I go through, and the changes that I will go through. When I need to make a change, I think about it from this particular framework. You're going to see this framework appear several times in this course, but it's also something you might want to keep in mind as you're going through your own changes. Change is nonlinear, and it looks like this might be a process for change that is step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But the fact of the matter is that these changes can occur in any order at any time. And when I feel like I've made progress, sometimes I slide back and I go back to what I initially thought was the first step in the process. If I'm struggling with something, I name my shadows. I try to be as honest as I can about naming my shadows because for all too long I wasn't honest. I go to the example of binge eating in my life. Binge eating was one of the hardest things for me to name, the shadow that was in the shadows of the shadows. And I hear that in the stories of other people as well. That was a hard thing for me to name, but I couldn't fight it until I named it. And I couldn't understand it and work with it and uproot it in myself until I was honest with myself about what it meant. And then being honest also meant when I had a backslide. And when I have a backslide, because I am not perfect at this, and I am myself and still struggle with the same things that I've always struggled with. But I have a process to work with it now. I have an action plan that makes sense. And I have a history of successes that show me a way that I can continue to build those successes. And this framework helps me understand that process and how I might jump around in this ongoing journey where myself is always at the center of it. And I have to fight myself with the best of myself in order to improve. And so think about this in your own journey. Think about how you too can make a process of change at the center of your success and at the center of how you move forward.